6 o'clock, so we'll call to order the City of Douglasville City Council regular meeting for tonight, which is Monday, July the 18th, 2022. Our invocation will be done by our own Miss Emily Hardaway. She's the Community Outreach Coordinator for the City of Douglasville. And after she administers the invocation, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Terry Miller. Please stand for the invocation.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you so much for this day you've given us, Lord. Thank you so much for the rain and washing away, making things cooler, Lord. I ask that you please be with our mayor and council this evening as they make decisions to lead our community. I pray that you will give them wisdom as they go throughout the meeting, Lord. I also pray for our first responders who are out on the streets protecting us, Lord. Please be with them and protect them. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem, and we appreciate you, Miss Emily, leading us in the invocation. We'll go over the announcements and presentations. We don't have any presentations, but we will do the protocol for the meeting so that we're all on the same page and we don't have any misunderstandings on how the meeting will be held tonight. It'll be a little different than it was on Thursday because this is a voting meeting and we don't have to discuss the information unless you have new information to bring to the table. I'd like to welcome you to the City of Douglasville's regular voting meeting. My name is Rochelle Robinson. I'm mayor of the City of Douglasville. This is a meeting where action will be taken on the items that were discussed last Thursday. If you have new business to present, we ask that you would come at the time that we present that agenda item. There is a protocol for those who are in favor of the item. You have 20 minutes, and each person has 5 minutes in totality. The people that are in favor of the item have 20 minutes, and those in opposition have 20 minutes as well, and each person has 5 minutes to speak. I ask that you please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will take the information that we heard last Thursday, and if you have new information, we'll hear that, deliberate, and we will vote tonight on those items that were discussed last week. Only one person speaking at a time, please. Please do not applaud or react to the speaker or be disruptive in the audience. We ask that you would just pay attention when you're at the podium and talk to the committee chairperson. And I'll remind you that we're only really required to accept public comments during the required public hearings. If you have a cell phone or electronic device, please put those in silent mode so they will not be disruptive during the meeting. And the agenda items will be handled as the following. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item, and then person representing the agenda item or applicant will come forward and present new information so that we can vote. Then myself and council members, based on new information or any information that has been unearthed from the weekend, will possibly ask questions. Then the committee chairperson will make a motion to approve or deny the request, and it will go as following, so protocol. When you come to the podium, please give us your name and address for the record. There are cards outside if you'd like to speak, and we ask that you would pick those cards up from the table, and it will require you to put your name and address on the cards. You hand that information to our Assistant City Clerk and Ms. Candace Jackson, and she will have that for the record. And then you come to the podium, give us your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak. This is not a question and answer format or debate. We're just here to deliberate, get the information, and make our decision. If you have printed materials, please give those to our Assistant City Clerk. Ms. Candace will make copies for us and pass that information out for us so that we can have that in making our decision. Hopefully I've gone over everything and you understand how the meeting is going to be held. If you would, there's an item that is not covered on the agenda and you'd like to speak to us after the meeting, there is time for comments from citizens and delegates. And you can come up to the microphone at the podium and give us your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to talk to us about anything that is germane to the city of Douglasville. Okay, that's a lot of information. Hopefully, we're all on the same page. There are agendas printed outside if you want a paper agenda, or you can follow on the board above us on the screen. Okay, now we'll move on with the agenda as it is printed. We'll move on to item number 5, which is approval of the agenda. So I'll open the floor for a motion to adopt the regular meeting agenda for July 18th, 2022. Open the floor for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. It's been properly moved in second to approve or to adoption of the regular meeting agenda for July 18th, 2022. Do we have any questions or comments from the elected officials? I don't see any. All those in favor of adopting the regular meeting agenda for the July 18th meeting 2022, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 22-226 is unanimously approved. Now, I'll move on to approval of the minutes, and I open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes of the June 30th, 2022 legislative work session and executive session, and the minutes of July 5th, 2022 regular meeting. I open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes as presented. Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. It's a motion to approve. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved in second to approve the minutes of the June 30th, 2022 meetings. Do we have any questions, comments, or any corrections that the elected body see with the minutes?
Madam Mayor, one point of order.
Yes, sir.
There's an affidavit that's been included. That's a new procedure? Has that been there before?
With the approval of the agenda?
Yeah, because there was a closed session. Because, the point I was bringing up is there's a note in there that everyone, it seems that everyone who attended is supposed to sign the affidavit, but there wasn't approached for signing that affidavit.
Have we already signed it, Assistant City Clerk?
No, sir, just the mayor needs to sign it, and it is included at this time because we had the mayor sign it earlier, so we were able to include it at this time. But the affidavit is always included when there is an executive session.
Okay, there was a note in there, it said that every member of the governing body of the agency attending such meeting shall execute and file with official minutes. So my misunderstanding that then the rest of us don't have to sign that.
We need to look at it and make certain.
I just wanna
Can we
sure
make
we're not-
note of that?
Correct, it is only the mayor.
Okay. I'll trust your word on it.
Okay, but we'll look at it further, Mayor Pro Tem, and make certain that we have a better understanding and that we're doing everything. We trust, but verify.
Absolutely.
Trust
I
but
just wanna-
verify.
Just want to make sure we're not missing something.
Yes, sir.
That's all
Any
I
other comments or questions as it relates to the minutes? Okay, not hearing any. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 22-227 is approved. We'll move on then to the consent agenda. I'll open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
It was dueling seconds. Did you get it, Ms. Candace? You got Mr. Estes?
No one has selected the button yet.
Councilman Adams? Did you get Councilman Adams?
Yes, we have Councilman Adams as the second.
Okay,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mayor Pro Tem made the motion to approve. Councilman Adams, second. Do we have any questions, comments, or corrections that the elected body sees in reference to the consent agenda? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The consent agenda is unanimously approved. So now we'll move on to our committees, and our first committee that's here on our agenda, which is number 8, is Economic Development Committee, and that's chaired by Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
2 items under the Economic Development Committee tonight for consideration. The first is to adopt a resolution approving Relish Labs LLC's participation in the city's revised 2020 tax plan and authorize the mayor to execute all documents and certificates necessary. Apologies. Thought I had that off. Authorize the mayor to execute all documents and certificates necessary to effect the transactions contemplated by the resolution.
Do we have a presentation or? Okay.
Okay, well, there is no, I would like to place item 22-234 in the form of a motion for approval.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved and second. Moved by the Chair, Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller, and second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 22-234. Do we have any comments or questions from the council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-234 is unanimously approved.
The second item tonight, Madam Mayor, is to adopt a resolution approving PME Oakmont Skyview LLC's participation in the city's revised 2020 tax plan and authorize the mayor to execute all documents and certificates necessary to effect the transactions contemplated by the resolution. I would also like to place this item, 22-235, in the form of a motion for approval.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Item 22-235, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 22-235. Do we have any comments or questions as it relates to this? We did have a presentation by Ms. Breezy Stratton and the Development Authority on last Thursday. Do you have any comments? Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-235 is unanimously approved.
That is all the items I have under the Economic Development Committee at this time, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I appreciate that. We'll move on then to item number 9, which is Finance Committee, and that's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, we have no business tonight in finance.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. I'll ask if you would please take Housing and Community Affairs Committee as the Vice Chair, Councilman Adams.
Sure, no problem. We have no business tonight under Housing and Community Affairs.
Thank you, sir. Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee, chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
No business tonight, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councilman Davis. Mayor Pro Tem, would you please take the next item, Personnel and Organization Committee?
Yes, Madam Mayor, we have no business tonight under the Personnel and Organization Committee.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll move on then to Planning and Development Committee, chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have
You're
two
welcome.
items tonight under Planning and Development. Item A is to consider a request for development plan approval for the Chestnut Grove single-family development on 13.293 acres on Van Zant Road in land lots 902, 903, 909, and 910, District 18, Section 2, Parcel 18. Parcel ID 090218200018. Plans dated May 2nd, 2022. Application by Bowman Consulting Group Limited Incorporated. Mr. Marcus Thompson will help us with that. How are you, Mr. Thompson?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. Do we have any additional information? I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Mr. Thompson. Go ahead.
All right. Marcus Thompson, City Engineer, 6701 Church Street. This evening, I just wanted to follow up on the discussion last Thursday regarding the second entrance. I want to state that due to the final proposed conditions passed during the rezoning case under Ordinance 2021-56, it required that all townhome units have automated sprinkler systems. So with that being said, that condition would make the development exempt from the requirements of a second entrance per state law. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention.
So the fire marshal has been involved to that effect, to where a second entrance is not required because all the units in that development will have to be sprinkled independently of one another as far as fire.
That is correct.
Okay. I don't know that that was the reason that Mr. Mayor Pro Tem had raised a question about it, but I know that it had been brought through the system and brought through the process without a second entrance. So any comment or question there? Anyone?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Madam Mayor, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, for explaining that. And Mr. Thompson, we appreciate just trying to look out, for the safety of those who would purchase a townhomes. Sometimes we're a little anxious when there's one entrance in and one way out, but having that sprinkler system and that large area where a fire truck can turn around, and it's not like a cul-de-sac, but just aesthetically, it looks nice. So it just gives us comfort to know that they're meeting those requirements, and so people will be safe when they move in the area. But thank you so much for following up with us and giving us some explanation on one of the questions that was raised. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sure, yes, ma'am. Any other question or comment? Seeing none, then we'll go forward, and I'll make a motion that we would approve item 22-233.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to approve item 22-233. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. It's been properly moved in second to approve 22-233. Do we have any additional comments or questions other than what was raised by Mr. Thompson, our engineer? Okay, not hearing any, it's quiet. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-233 is unanimously approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. And thank you, Madam Mayor. We'll move on to item B.
Yes, sir.
We'll wait for Ms. Miller to leave.
Okay.
Item B reads, reappoint Mr. Mark Van to serve as the Ward 2 Post 1 member of the Douglasville Planning Commission for a 5-year term expiring June 1, 2027. Ms. Jackson helped us with that on Thursday night. Ms. Jackson, is there any new information that we need to know about?
No, sir, no new information.
Nothing's changed?
No, sir.
I'm surprised we did not get this on the consent agenda in order for him not to be able to back out. But for some reason or another, I presume I did not request that. But, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I make a motion that we approve this reappointment, item 22-242.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 22-242. Do we have any additional comments or questions as it relates to this item? Happy for those who volunteer and serve on our boards and commissions. It's a blessing. Thank you. I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. One abstention. The ayes have it. 22-242 is approved by majority.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all that we have tonight under Planning and Development.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. I'll have an opportunity. Oh, there she is. I'm going to let you have your committee since I was going so fast last week. Public Improvement and Beautification Committee, chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Public Relations Committee, chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The PR Committee has no business this evening.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety Committee, chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I have a couple items. First, I want to make a motion to remove from the table item 22-200, and will the applicant come down, please?
Thank you so much, Councilman Davis. We have a motion to remove item 22-246 from the table, item 22-200. We have a motion.
Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved in second to remove from the table 22-200. All those in favor of removing this item from the table, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-200 is removed from the table.
Okay, Madam Mayor.
Okay?
Moving right along, and item B, hold a public hearing to consider the request for the alcoholic beverage license for the on-premise sale and consumption of wine and malt beverage at the Spiritual Liquor and Following Establishment. Proposed license, Silver Link Enterprise DBA CRU, location 8440 Courthouse Square. Proposed agent outlet manager, Portia Perriman. Required fees have been paid into the Finance Department. State your name and address for the records, please.
Portia Perryman, 8440 Courthouse Square East, Douglasville, 30134.
Marcus Perryman, Courthouse Square, 8440 Courthouse Square, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134.
Okay, glad you all came out. At this time, we will have to hold a public hearing. And the public hearing is, I'm going to open up the floor. And for those who speak in favor of this applicant, this license. So right now, I open up and give an opportunity for those who speak in favor to come down and speak. I believe we have 5 minutes. 5 minutes, right?
5 minutes per person.
Okay.
Good afternoon,
Good
Council Mayor and Councilman,
Good evening.
Councilwomen also. My name is Ronell Rhodes, 7079 Little Brook Way, Douglasville, Georgia. I'm here in support of Silver Links today. I'm just excited for some new food and different experiences in Douglasville right now. As of today, you know, if you go downtown, you can't even get anything to eat right now. Just bringing more food to the city and just a different experience. So, you know, some of us don't have to drive 35, 40 minutes all the way to Atlanta. We could probably get a great experience in Douglasville.
Okay. You haven't been to Gumbo's, the Red Velvet Bistro, the Vine, Tito's Lounge? It's some
The Red
places.
Velvet is closed today.
Okay, okay. I'm just, you know, I'm not trying, I'm just saying we have some Gabe's. Come on now.
It's amazing, and I think this would be a great asset to add on to the city.
Yes, sir.
Blue
Thank you so
Rose
much.
is- You got a lot.
Good evening. How
Good
you all
evening.
doing? My name is Roderick Williams. I reside in Villa Rica, Douglas County, 217 Millwell Drive. I've been in Douglas County for now like 18 years. I've put 2 kids through school, got 1 in school now in the county. I'm just in full support of growth, development, everything. You know, I support all the businesses around here. Been doing it that way, been staying out here. And just to see, I have a young daughter that's in school now, and to see the effort that her father is putting with her to go into business, I mean, that's what I always preach, growth, and is hope. And it just, you know, when I first got out here, I was working with Xfinity, so I met a lot of people who were thinking about businesses and different things, and just watched them shy away from their dreams.
Wow.
So I'm just in full support of someone trying something new and making it happen.
That's good. Thank you.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hi, so my name is Rachel O'Dilly. I live in 7074 Little Brook Way, Douglasville, Georgia, and I'm here in full support of the Crew Restaurant. I've seen the work that they've put in, and I'm just so excited for the new variety, for the new experience, and just what that would bring to the community.
Thank you.
Hello, how you all doing?
Good.
My name is Lydia Pugh, and I met the owners of the restaurant, and I'm very excited because it's not only just bringing food into Douglasville, it's bringing jobs. And it's a lot of individuals that's out there that does not have a job. It was required. I come past every single day, and one day I came my way, it was a line. And I'm like, oh my God, all these people is out here looking for jobs. And so that's great that they're not only just bringing food, they're bringing opportunities for other ones that's out there that does not have a job. So I'm hoping and praying that, you know, they will be open soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pugh. You should give us your address. I'm sorry. That's okay.
It's 419 CareHere Lane, Douglasville, Georgia.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Ernisha Scott. I work for the franchise company that the applicants here are a part of. I am in full support, of course, of their business and their efforts to run a crew restaurant. Just want to let you all know that I am their account manager who's responsible for their restaurant success. So thank you all so much. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you. You have to give us your address. I'm sorry.
I reside in Stone Mountain, Georgia, 4678 South Hope Springs.
Thank you.
How many more minutes we got? Anyone else? You got me some minutes?
We have 16 minutes left.
16 minutes? Anyone else before we, okay. Now we open up the floor for those who would speak against this applicant. Please come on down at this time. Dum, 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 dum. Okay. Looks like we have no takers, so I'm going to close this public hearing. And I would like to make a motion, Madam Mayor, to approve item 22-200 with the conditions of interim 180-day alcohol beverage license for the on-premise sale and consumption of wine and malt beverage and spirit liquor pursuant to Code of Ordinance Section 10-148.
Okay. So you have a stipulation,
Yes, ma'am.
180 days?
Yes, ma'am.
City manager? Oh, she's going to speak.
Yes, ma'am. The code allows for a temporary alcohol license for 180 days.
Okay. So we're just seeing how things go. All righty. So we have a motion to approve item 22-200 with the stipulations as read by Chairman of the Public Safety Committee, Councilmember Davis, for 180 days via Code 10-148. Do we have any questions or comments from council members? Or, I apologize, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. Do we have any questions or comments from council members? Yes, sir, Councilman Adams.
Madam Mayor, we weren't given the opportunity, and I understand the chair just maybe got ahead of himself to have a discussion or have other questions with the applicant before moving forward. But I did have a couple of questions. Is it still germane to the case that we can ask those?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you,
We
Mr. Chairman.
apologize.
Yes, sir.
I'm just curious. I'm having some heartburn with the situation, so I need to ask some questions, see if I can get clarity. Every person that's come and has mentioned food, has mentioned the support for the business, has mentioned food. Everyone. I don't recall, it's been a few days and a few weeks now since we have had the meeting when this was first discussed and then it was tabled and then brought back. But I don't recall there being a lot of discussion about food. First of all, are you aware and familiar with the requirements that our ordinance carries as to the ratios of food and alcohol?
Yes, so when we had our first hearing, we had discussed over what our menu contained, and then I remember at that time, Madam Mayor did mention about the 51%, and I told her we were aware and knew the forms and everything that must be submitted monthly. And the biggest reason that most people, I feel, mention food is because, as one person had mentioned, Monday especially, there's nothing available to eat. So that was our number one reason for wanting to bring this, because we are excited to bring more food, on top of the fact there is an entertaining aspect to the establishment.
Okay. And so you realize and understand that there would be requirements as to the food ratio, the cooking apparatus, the kitchen. I think I mentioned or asked a question about the second level in the building at the time that you all came in initially. And I don't recall there being a lot of discussion about preparation of food or a kitchen being on the premises. What is the plan there?
Yes, we do have a kitchen. That was part of our build out. We spent a lot of money simply on the kitchen because we knew, number one, we wanted to provide brunch for people, a good dinner for people that's freshly cooked. So we definitely spent a lot of money. Literally, our whole middle area on the back side of our building is practically a kitchen. So there was a lot of money and time that went to give that.
So you will be preparing the food on site. It's not something that'll be catered in.
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay. And so then you realize that you will have to meet the state requirements for the alcohol and also the state fire marshal and the local fire marshal's requirements for the preparation of that food. Yes. Okay. My question then, thank you, I appreciate that. Then my question would be, if we have a renewal date of December 31st for licenses that are granted in the middle of the year, I don't think there's 180 days remaining in the calendar year. So if we give a 180-day license, then will that extend beyond 12/31? Who can help me with the answer to that?
I think it will, yes.
It would automatically extend past 12/31?
Yes. Next year, you get a license after 180 days, it will expire.
Okay, so a special due date on this particular license. Well, then my question would be, just for the body, would it make more sense and be more feasible to grant a license until 12/31 of this year, that being less than 180 days, so that the renewal period is not overlooked? Just ask that question.
We had legal look at that, and the way that the interpretation is that the code does not allow for anything outside of 180 days. It specifically says 180 days.
So not up to 180 days?
It does not say that,
Okay.
no, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you.
Maybe I misunderstood what you were asking, whether or not the council could just grant him a license now that will expire at the end of the year. basically just rather than having it for 180 days, because that requires them then to have a different renewal period than everyone else that we'll be looking at for renewal. That's all.
May I ask one question?
Yes.
As the, what's the maximum number of patrons the fire marshal has approved for your premises?
The maximum amount of patrons that the fire marshal approved for the inside of the building was 50 because of the downstairs only.
50.
Have you completed, what's your projected opening date? Are you through with all the construction?
Yes, the building is finished.
Oh,
Yeah, final touches, decor things that we're doing. The building itself is finished and ready for patrons.
You've already obtained your license for your standard business license? Then?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
So, yeah, Mr. Dotson.
That's all
Okay.
I have another question. So there's no hook, right?
No, we've took that off.
No hook, you took it off?
Yes.
Okay.
That was it. That's what I was going to ask. The hookah is not
Observe-
being offered anymore. But entertainment, you do have the capacity to have people outside as well.
We do.
And you
They-
have like a patio area in the front or in the rear?
It's, well,
On
when you
the
step up
side.
to the courtyard now is the patio. And the fire marshal looked at that and he said, that's 50 patrons that we could have on that part of the property.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
No
Chairman.
parking in the alley, right?
No, there's no parking because we had to do the handicapped accessible ramp. There's no parking in the front or the entrance of the building. You can't, there will be no parking there.
But the parking garage is around the corner.
Yeah, the parking garage is one, and the Veterans Memorial is open for anybody that wants to park there.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, any other questions or comments from council members? All righty, so we do have a motion on the floor to approve item 22-200 with the stipulations as read by Councilmember, the Chair of Public Safety, Councilmember Samuel Davis. I believe the second was Councilmember Estes? Thank
Yes.
you. We have had some discussion, any more discussion as relates to this item? If not, all those in favor of approving item 22-200 with the stipulations that were read for 180 days, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-200 is approved.
Thank you all. Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
Thank you very much.
That's all I have, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman Davis. We'll move on to Recreation, Culture, and Tourism Committee, and I'll ask you, Councilman Davis, if you don't mind taking that committee, please.
No
Vice
items
Chair.
at this time, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Technology Committee, chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There's no business under the Technology Committee at this time.
Thank you, sir. And Councilman Davis, would you please take Transportation Committee as a vice chair?
Yes, ma'am. No items at this time. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Do we have any other business to come before council tonight from the elected officials? I don't see any. We'll move on then to item number 21, which is update from city staff. Updates from city staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Staff attorney, Ms. Miranda Jordan.
Hello, Madam Mayor. No business to report.
Thank you, ma'am. The police department, our deputy chief, Sue Ann Shaw.
No business, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
It's good to see you. Yes, ma'am. Our city manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton.
Yes, ma'am. I do have the follow-up question earlier about the affidavit. The affidavit that the Mayor Pro Tem was speaking of states that when a meeting of the agency is closed to the public pursuant to subsection A of the code section, the person presiding over the meeting or such meetings, or the agency's policy provides for each member. So it's either or. So the mayor typically always signs these affidavits because of that. That's all I have, Mayor, and just to remind you all of your executive session.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, City Manager. We appreciate you giving us clarity on that item as well. And we'll move on then to comments from citizens and delegates. If you sustain the meeting and you'd like to speak to us, please come forward, and you'll have 5 minutes to talk to us about anything germane to the city of Douglasville. You come to the podium and give us your name and address. We don't have any takers, as Councilman Davis says. So now we'll move on then to the last item, which is an executive session. I'll open the floor for a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss administrative proceedings.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. We have a motion to adjourn to executive session. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved and second to adjourn into executive session to discuss administrative proceedings after a short recess. All those in favor of this item adjourning into executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We are adjourned into executive session to discuss administrative proceedings after a short recess.